Well, he probably owns his property, and he's gonna tell me I ain't got no business on there. If he does, I'll get off. So we get up there within, talking distance. And, hi, how you doing? So on. I don't know what I said. I'm doing okay. How you doing? Probably I said or something. And when we talked a little bit, and he said, "Well, my name's Dale Sims, and we own this property here." That's as far as he got. I said, "Dale Sims, well, you're the guy I've been trying to buy a house from up here for the last 2 months. We had a deal all worked out, but I needed $1,000.
Yeah.
I've told you this story, and I didn't have $1,000.
Yeah.
But we stood there and talked about the deal, and I said, Dale, you wouldn't be interested in holding a promissory note for a short term. I don't know. I think I said maybe 90 days or 3 months or something like that, or 6 months or something. For $1,000 that we could close this deal, would you?" And Dale says, "Oh, yeah, I might do something like that." So we talked all there a little bit, and well, parted anyway, said have a good day or something. I don't know what was said.
Yeah.
So he went on. He had some guys with him, and he went on out to the field there. I turned around and I made a beeline back to the car, and I got in the car and come right back in the where I lived in Kenmore.
Yeah.
Got on the phone and I called. What was his name now that I was dealing with? Whatever the guy's name was, the guy that was the salesman for the house.
Mm-hmm.
I called him up. I said, "Hey, I met Dale Sims today." "You did?" I said, "Well, yeah." And he was expecting me to say, that we worked the deal out around him.
Yeah.
I had no intention of doing that, but I said, "Well, he told me that he might be interested in holding a promissory note for $1,000 for a short term. And I don't know if I said a month or up to 6 months or something.
Mm-hmm.
That we could close this deal, and he told me that he might do that." And I can remember him yet saying, "Oh, I don't think Dale's going to do that." And I said, "Well, he talked to me like he probably might want to do that." "Well," he said, "I'll call him," just about like that.
Yeah.
So I hung up the phone, and he called me back within an hour, half hour or so. He said, "Well, I got a hold of Dale, and I talked to him, and Dale said yes, he would do that." Well, we closed that deal, and we moved in here very shortly after that.
That was in 1960. You say you moved in here?
1960.
Or 1961?
My dad come up with
60.
a Studebaker truck and moved us out here. He had that. He was hauling fertilizer from Columbus to down home. He sold fertilizer. In fact, I made that trip a lot of times. We cut timber off the farm down there, hauled logs to the handle factory just north of Columbus here. I forget that little town. They had made handles, ash logs. Had a 12-foot truck and hauled 16-foot logs on there and stuck way back. I made several trips to Columbus and back with fertilizer on there.
Isn't that like 3-4 hours away?
Huh?
That's a long trip.
Now that's a long trip. Back then that was nothing. I'd haul straw to they had a paper mill at, where the heck was that? It was down at Coshocton, I think it was. And take a load of straw down there, unload the straw, and go on to Columbus and get a load of fertilizer and bring it back. Now, I wasn't very old. That's before I was married. That was back in, that's pretty early.
What was your dad's name?
Shipe.
What was his full name? Herman Earl?
Herman Earl Shipe. He was township trustee. Well, every year they'd have a convention in Columbus. And he'd go up there to the convention. So he was at Columbus, and Don was married him Boots down there, and he was on the farm down there. And he gets a call from Columbus, the hospital. Says, do you know a Herman Shipe? Well, my dad's name was Herman Earl Shipe, but nobody ever called him Herman. It was Earl Shipe.
Yeah.
And then this guy asked Don, do you know a Herman Shipe? And Don said, no, I don't know a Herman Shipe. Oh yeah, he said, my dad's name was Herman Earl Shipe.
Yeah.
Well, we've got him up here in the hospital.
Hmm.
And he was trustee, and they had trustee convention.
Yeah.
Well, he probably went up there and got a cheaper hotel up the road someplace, and he's walking down to the meeting. So Don, he went to Columbus, and he hunted up this guy that he'd called. He told him who he was, and it was a Chevrolet garage dealer. And he went out and he talked to the guy that called down there. And he told Don that he said he was driving cars, parking them out there, running them out there to the edge of the road, the streets, the parking lot, so people would buy cars, and shifting them back and forth. And he said he hadn't been there very long, because he said he'd been running back and forth there all the time, and he come out there and he was laying there, and of course they called the ambulance and so on. And he said he told Don he was gone from the time he saw him there laying there. So he just walking down the street there and keeled over probably. He probably got a cheaper hotel up the road or someplace there.
Right.
And walking down to the trustee meeting and keeled over.
Do you know what year that was? When you passed away?
We moved up here. We moved here in 1960, and he moved us out here. And it was
before I was born.
In the 60s, huh?
I was going to say it's before.
What year were you born?
76.
76.
Yeah, that's when I was born. So, and I had never met him.
Let's see.
It was 60 something, wasn't it?
Yeah.
60. I don't know.
It was. We moved here in